Welcome to SMA. It's not too late. Here I'm just working with her functional movement, and I want to improve scoliosis, but to improve the scoliosis, I'm improving on improving her functional movement. And so I've assessed her, and in sitting, the most strain is in her spine, where she lacks the most rotational movement. And so that's where I'm just working with her. Granted, she likes to be up and sitting and things like that. And so as she's here, I can't stand you up right now, not in this position, honey. Really coming in and just working on rotation in the spine while she is sitting. As you can see with the scoliosis, that's where it is the most pronounced, and part of her spine, or parts of her spine, are falling to the ground or being pulled down by gravity. And so I need to teach the spine how to oppose gravity more efficiently, especially to where she doesn't have muscular support. She has to have more refined rotational movements than, say, your average person would have to be able to withstand the pull of gravity. Not withstand it, but just be able to break away from it. And so here, using this technique and really just getting into that spine and using rotational movements to teach your spine to counteroppose. That's one of the most important things you can do for an SMA child, not just in scoliosis, but really in any of their movement abilities. You give them rotational movements, you give them more freedom in movement. Their muscle capacity, unfortunately, is just compromised by the disease, and even getting the muscle stronger, if you get neurological imbalance or things of that nature, the muscles will just turn off, no matter how strong it is. And so you've really got to use rotation and some muscle activation techniques to keep those muscles turned on. But more than that, you really want to get into that, really get into the skeletal system with those rotational movements, so that it's keeping those muscles activated as much as possible. This has been one of her new things lately as we've been working with her. She really wants to get up, but putting her in positions that realistically she wouldn't be able to get up in. I've got to teach her how to do that. Bring her feet in more, and then she can come up on those feet, but she's got to come up in balance, and that's what will bring the bum up. Get up and balance on those feet, and then scoot back. But to do that, even the bum has to oppose gravity. I'm not working as much on the up as I am working on the opposition of. But her head's also heavy, and so you can see when that bum's coming up, she doesn't have the support that she needs here to really keep her head up. And so that's something that we continually work on, is teaching how also her upper body to go up and oppose as she's trying to go into standing or things of that nature.
Mom, on that picture.
Okay, I'll get it in just a minute, okay? So you're just getting a taste of our lesson. I have my website, whatdoesthefutureholdformychild.com/SMA, where I have a link where you get free access to the first couple chapters of the book that I'm working on. I'd love your feedback. I really want it to be a resource to inspire parents as they get this diagnosis, that it's not too late for their child. And unfortunately, everywhere they don't have the gene therapy. And so yes, she is on gene therapy, but there are a lot of countries and places where unfortunately they're still in the position of where many parents have been, and you know, that there's just that feeling of hopelessness for their child. And what's really awesome is that you can still utilize this modality to give them as much movement potential as possible, with as long as you can, keeping their breathing functions going and things like that. But one of the things that I've learned with SMA, of truly why I believe why there's such a rapid decline, is because of the neurological imbalance. Muscles are just turning off because of a safety mechanism within the body, not necessarily because there isn't signal getting there. I just saw that with my daughter. You know, she pretty much was motionless, and while I wasn't getting any solutions from the pediatrician, I just, I prayed and was just like, well, what can I do? And I just had these thoughts that came to me of how to just move her and do things like that, and her movement increased. And this was before I found movement lesson, but when I did find movement lesson, and it talked about, the basics, the foundations of movement, and how to offer that to your child, like, I knew right off it was what I was looking for to offer her full movement potential, because I knew she didn't have muscle to move. Like she's just not there. You can see she's very, very skinny. And so what she really has is superior balance and superior movement and rotational movement, and that is truly what allows her to do as much as she does, which is deceiving to a lot of parents who have children with SMA, because they all think it's strength, and they think, oh man, she's so much better off than my child, and it has nothing to do with strength. More often what's the case is a lot of these SMA children are much stronger than Julia is, but she has more capabilities because she has rotational movements. And so in my book I'll be explaining everything that I do to help support and sustain her. And even on this channel, like and subscribe it. I mean, it's my journey is to reverse her scoliosis and to improve that with functional movement by focusing on functional movement. But at the same time, there are lots of a few, not lots, but a few very specific things that I am doing to support her system the way that it needs to be supported due to what the disease is taking away from her, and then really just letting her live life as much as she can. And she loves it. She loves moving. She loves, doing things that other kids do, being on her knees. Let me see if I can get you there a little bit better so you can see her. She is heavy, so I have to, I definitely have to be here to support her so she doesn't smash her feet, but here I can support her in movements that are actually very natural and that her system wants to perform because of what the rotational movements offer her. Now, is this something she could do on her own? No. And will she ever be able to? Probably not. She's just that far digressed in the disease. But the fact that I can offer her vicarious movements, not just static poses, but transitional movements, okay, going in and out of this position, and she can do it herself too. With support, she doesn't feel stuck, and she's actually getting to where she can almost get into sitting on her own, in and out. She can definitely get out of it, but that's all due to rotational movements, where she has that superior balance and counterbalance and that weight transfer. Bonnie, get out of the camera, please. I'm recording her, and you need to get out of the camera, please. So you can see where she just kind of folds when I don't give her that support. Her body's just that heavy. But too, when I'm using rotational movement, I'm making her body much lighter and a lot easier for me to manage than just being a sack of potatoes. So always, your comments are always welcome. If you have questions, go to the website and start learning how you can have your child's rotational movements, not just for scoliosis, but for contractures, anything that you want to improve in your child. My ultimate goal is to unlock her movement potential. So thanks, guys.